If you're looking for the lowdown on the fifth Rambo film, you're in the right place. Before you head out to see Sly Stallone lay waste to some bad guys again, here's everything you need to know about what the soldier is up to in Rambo Last Blood. Remember, he'll give you a war you won't believe.
That death is coming.
While the Rambo series is definitely one of Stallone's babies, there are still a lot of other people helping to bring the latest story to life. Adrian Grunberg is in the director's chair for Last Blood. It's only his second feature film as director, following the 2012 Mel Gibson vehicle Get the Gringo. However, Grunberg has served as an assistant director or second unit director on several films since the 90s, including Apocalypto, Jarhead, Man on Fire, and The Legend of Zorro. Last Blood's screenplay is credited to Matthew Cierulnik. Like Grunberg, the writer doesn't have a ton of credits to his name. His most high-profile credit to date is as creator of the Amazon series Absentia. Unsurprisingly, Stallone also had a hand in writing the film. David Morrell receives the standard based on characters by credit for his 1972 novel First Blood, though the author has clarified that he's had no involvement with the Rambo films since the first three. We'll be able to see what happens in the new one when it hits theaters on September 19, 2019. Rambo has evolved quite a bit over the decades. What started as a somewhat quiet psychological exploration of the effects of war has turned into a massive spectacle of revenge and blood-soaked slaughter as the films have progressed. Last Blood will continue to ratchet up the body count when John Rambo takes on a violent Mexican cartel. Reportedly, the movie's plot will feature John Rambo as a ranch hand in Arizona struggling with PTSD and keeping busy by taking odd jobs. He learns that the daughter of a longtime friend has been kidnapped while partying in Mexico, and he crosses the border to rescue her. He teams with a journalist who is investigating a series of kidnappings, and the two uncover a sex trafficking ring run by a drug cartel. Naturally, he then goes Rambo on everyone involved. From the look of things, Last Blood will feature a slightly different tone than the series has featured in the last few entries. For starters, it seems like they are dealing with the fact that Stallone is in his 70s in a smart way. John Rambo looks to be going back to his roots a bit with his tactics. The trailer shows off a series of traps that the wily soldier has set up to fight off his enemies, utilizing the same guerrilla tactics he used back in his heyday. It also looks to be leaning into the Western motif, with an epic trailer remix of Old Town Road inexplicably playing throughout. You really can't get away from that song. Interestingly, Rambo Last Blood looks to have little to do with previous entries in the series. The film has been compared to Logan, the definitive Wolverine movie, showing what happens when a pop culture hero stops adventuring so much as he nears the end of his life. Going along with this theme, there aren't many returning characters from previous Rambo films in this fifth entry. It makes sense. 2008's Rambo was set in Burma, halfway across the world from the American Southwest and Mexico settings of Last Blood. Obviously, the one common thread here is John Rambo himself, Sylvester Stallone. Like Logan, it appears that Stallone's character is still struggling with his past, the things he's experienced as well as the things he's done, and this looks to be a chance for him to silence some of his inner torments. The story surrounding the war veteran has evolved throughout the film series, so it will be interesting to see what Last Blood adds to the backstory of John Rambo. Almost all of the cast of Rambo Last Blood is new to the franchise, but one in particular we need to point out is Sergio Perez Manchetta, who will play Hugo Martinez in the film, also known as at least one of the movie's villains. The character has been described as the leader of the cartel that Rambo crosses paths with, and it looks like he will make the hero go through hell and back to win the day. The Madrid-born Perez Manchetta is more well-known to Spanish audiences than American ones, but American viewers might recognize him from Resident Evil Afterlife, the movie Life itself, and the FX series Snowfall. There are plenty of other strong actors who will appear alongside Sly Stallone in Rambo Last Blood. Paz Vega will play Carmen Delgado, the journalist who teams up with Rambo to track down the kidnapping victims. You might have seen her before in projects like The OA and Spanglish. Some of the other big names that stand out include Oscar Hainada from The Losers, The Shallows, and Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides, and Louis Mandylor from My Big Fat Greek Wedding. Finally, one other cast member we're really excited about is Adriana Barraza, previously seen in movies like Babel, Thor, and Drag Me to Hell. If you come late to the Rambo game, you may not understand the significance of the title Last Blood. It works in a few different ways, but the most obvious is what ties it back to the original film.
But the time has come to face my past.
The first film didn't even have Rambo in the title, instead, like the novel it's based on, simply being titled First Blood. The second film added the character's name, bringing us Rambo First Blood Part 2. So it seems like this latest release is trying to tie itself more to the tone of the original 2 films than the more over-the-top styles of the 3rd and 4th movies. It could also signal that this is Stallone's last go as John Rambo. On the other hand, it seemed unlikely that a 5th film would ever happen, and Stallone has said he'd be glad to reprise the role if Last Blood is successful. So don't take that title too literally. New blood, anyone? Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Looper videos about your favorite movies are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.